Well, hey everybody, I'm super excited to be taking you to class 4, where this is all about a party flow start to finish. Again, my name is Heidi Cole. I'm the business leader for Shazam Enterprises, and you guys grab those notebooks and pens and be ready to take lots of notes on how a party flow can look like, and what are things to make sure you cover throughout the party. Remember, your party is definitely your office, so you want to do it all while you have a captive audience. So first, let's look at the checklist for a successful start. So first, make sure you take some time to go through the Getting Started guide from start to finish. Lots of great information and details in there that was in your kit as well as in the back office. Your launch of your website and your business, making sure that you're advertising that in social media on your private personal page as well as your VIP group. Extremely important to let people know that you're starting this summer side gig, or that you have a business that you are working on expanding and growing into different areas, and to help people. Schedule and hold your activation event, your grand opening, your launch party, your thank you party, right? You hear all different kinds of terminology and they're all the same thing. And I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this one, on why this one is so important. Number one, it does not matter why you came into this business. If you came in for a discount and that's all you want, that's great. Well, guess what? The best way to take advantage of that discount is to have a thank you party, because the person who brought you in, or the upline, is going to come in and do that and help you get the most amount of free and half price. But what it's also doing is allowing your girlfriends and guy friends to see the product, experience them hands-on before they actually purchase them, and see firsthand how the products make a difference. Also, it's a way that we say thank you back to Tupperware for giving you such a discounted price kit and getting your hands on some stellar products. Okay, so typically, if you don't have your thank you party scheduled already, get with the person who brought you in and get that scheduled. Because again, if you do not want to pursue this as extra income, extra fun money, getting out of the house, building a business, or looking at it as a career, that's okay. Still get it scheduled, because they will help you, and they will be more than happy to take any of the datings and new team members that join from that party for you. Okay. Find the training tab in your website and start learning. The more you earn, or the more you learn, the more you earn, the more you earn, the more you want to learn. And it builds confidence. It builds, it builds where you just want to continue to grow your business. And it also empowers others, because when you learn something and you use the information, you get excited and then you want to pass it on. So make sure you take time every single day, week, to do some sort of training and filling your cup. Make your list of contacts, your 100 list, on who you're going to contact. Who are you going to get in touch with? You know, we talk about Frank because it's easy to remember. Friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and kids as parents, or kind people. And you know what? Expand out of that range also, because think of your geographics. We call it the T zone. So think anywhere from a half a mile to 5 miles radius around you, north, south, east, and west. Who do you know in those areas that maybe you haven't talked to in a long time, that you know what, you would love to share these products with, you would love to share the opportunity with, you would love to get reconnected with them? And then expand that reach. Maybe now it's going up 10 miles, 15, 20, you name it. Discover your why and write it down. Your why is your biggest, it can be your biggest obstacle, not knowing it, and it will be your biggest motivator to know it. It also can be your vision, or your needs, wants, dreams, and desires. So it first might start off with needs. What are needs that you need to have met by doing your Tupperware business? Maybe it's paying a certain bill. Maybe it's putting kids through a public or private school. Maybe it is college. Maybe it's a retirement. Maybe it is a vacation, right? Set that out before you. And make sure that you write it down, and Tell the people who brought you into the business, because you had one person bring you, but now you're connected to a whole variety. So tell your uplines, tell myself, post it in Shazam actually, if you will, you know, and if it's something that you're like, you know what, it might inspire someone else, you guys. So I'm going to really challenge you on this one, and post it in Shazam's group on why, what is your why? What are some needs, wants, and desires that you want to achieve in the next month, couple of months, few months, and how Tupperware is going to help that happen. Next, decide how much money you want to make on a weekly or monthly basis. You know, saying whatever or anything is not deciding. And let me just share with you that, you know what, is it an extra $50 that would motivate you? Sure, it would help, but will it motivate you? And maybe money isn't the deciding factor. Maybe it's the awards. Maybe it's the self-satisfaction. Maybe it's the accomplishment. Maybe it is someone told you you couldn't do it and you are going to show them otherwise. But decide and then commit to it, and tell, again, your uplines about this, because they're not only your biggest cheerleaders, they're also your biggest support systems with accountability and guiding you based on what you want. We're all here to help you get what you want, not twist your arm to do something. But once you say it, now it comes to life. And we all will partner together to help make that happen for you, if it's truly a desire. Schedule your work time in your date book. We talked about this in the first and second class. But it is color coding, marking off your family days first, the days that you're not doing Tupperware. Then it is next marking off meeting days. So if you have a job, mark that off. Our Shazam fun nights, if your directors have team meetings, mark those off. Because again, I honestly say that meetings trump parties, because that's where you learn, that's where you get connected, that's where you get recognition. If your business is doing well, the events need you, and if your business isn't doing well, you need the event. You need the connection to people. Guaranteed, works 100% of the time, every time. And so get connected. And schedule those out. And then you're going to schedule in green the days that you're going to do your Tupperware business. That works around the craziest of crazy schedules. In one of our previous classes, we talked about how everybody has the same amount of time. And so how are you using that time? And are you scheduling it? Okay. Review the Confident Start program. I hope that you have that flyer in front of you and you have gone through each and every single level and you have marked off the awards that you want to earn at every single level, and star them, put a fun sticker as you've achieved each of those levels. That's extremely important. Reward yourself. Celebrate the mini successes along the way, because those are going to take you to the bigger wins. And also snap a picture of it. And again, post it in the Shazam group, post it in your director group, and say, this is what I'm going for at each level, because then you're going to get team members behind you and cheering you on and picking you up. Okay, when those moments and times don't go as planned, and guess what, we've all been there. And then check in on a regular basis with your uplines to our events, live and recorded trainings and whatnot, because when you check in, number one, it shows you're engaged. Number two, it helps you meet new people that you wouldn't have met before. Three, not only did you join a Tupperware business, but you also joined a family. And the more connected you are, guess what? The more likely you are going to stay and want to be a part of even more. Your party is like your house. There are certain components that every single one has. Yet each are very uniquely different, has different needs, different tastes, personalities, names. But the main thing is that you own it. Own your party. Make it your masterpiece. Make it yours. And that only comes from doing it consistently, repeatedly, tweaking it along the way, and doing it again. So let's talk some specifics about the party. Some specific things that you want to make sure that you do at every single one is dating bids, recruiting bids, selling the lifestyle, painting the picture of what the products do, and the fun factor. So let's go through that a little bit more. So dating bids, these are seeds that you plant, if you will, that can grow throughout the event. And so what I mean by that is a dating bid might be something like, I just have a sign in a nice acrylic frame that simply says, if your checkbook is low, date a show. Or through the party, I might say there are 3 ways you can get our product. You can pay full price, certainly. I don't recommend it, but you can. You can get it for free or half price by being one of our stellar VIP hostesses and offering the products firsthand to your guests, to your girlfriends, so they can see it, touch it, play with it, feel it before they actually purchase it. And then you can get it for free or wholesale all the time, anytime when you decide to open an account or a summer gig with us. So I just did dating and recruiting bids, okay? Selling the lifestyle, tell stories throughout your demo. Or do you just go, hey, this is a water bottle and you can put water in it? Or do you do something along the line of, oh my gosh, you guys, you know what? You're running out of the house and you're going in a million miles a minute in a million different directions in your brain, and you get into the car, you get about halfway to your destination, and all of a sudden you're like, I am so thirsty, I forgot to bring a beverage. Now you guys stop at the gas station, now you buy this beverage, and then it costs you more money. Whereas if you have your own water bottles all filled up in your fridge, ready to go with certain beverages and or certain colors based on family members, now you can grab it and simply go on the run. Okay, so tell people a story, get them to paint, envision their life, and they're going, yeah, I can totally relate with that. And then having fun. If you're having fun at your parties, guess what? So are your guests. If you're not having fun, if you're not smiling, if you're not using your personality, if you're not doing consistency with your business, you're not going to develop your own style. And therefore, you're going to feel like a fish out of water every single time because you're not doing it consistent enough in order to bring out everything and have fun. Okay, so this business is fun. Right? We have games, there's beverages, there's food, and you're sharing products that save people time, money, get them more organized, right? And save the environment. So it is definitely doing it consistently, tweaking it, and repeating it. So are you getting the results? Sales, the future datings? Are you helping your hostess get everything that she wants or he wants? Are you getting at least 2 parties dated off of every single party? There is a saying that I've learned and I've shared with numerous people, that if you get 0 datings from a party, you just laid yourself off. It's basically you gave yourself a pink slip. You get 1 party from every single party, you will maintain your business. You get 2 parties dated off of every single party, you will grow your business. And you get 3 parties dated off of every party, you will explode your business. And so you want to make sure that you are constantly working on dating. So dating parties with a fun game and doing the painting the picture of what it's going to be like when they have their own get together. Recruit leads. You want to make sure that you are always picking out people to talk to. Number 1, hostess, always, every time, all the time. Number 2 is picking them out by doing some sort of sharing the opportunity throughout your party, and then following up with the door prize slip, because that door prize slip is like the magic pill. Not that it's magic that people are going to just come out of the woodwork and sign up, but magic because they will be more honest on a piece of paper than they will to your face. Or maybe they don't want their friends to know that they're even considering doing a side biz. All right, so recruit leads, you always want to pick out at least 2 to 3 at every single party, because you know what, direct sales is the way, not a wave. And if you don't ask someone, somebody else will ask them. So how do people learn? So you want to make sure these things are covered at your parties. They learn visually, right? They have to see it. So they get to see the product at and in home. They need to hear it. They need to hear about it. What does it do? How is it going to simplify their life? Is it really going to make their life worthwhile to purchase and invest their hard-earned money on this piece? And kinesthetics, doing it. So that's where they get to play with the products before they actually get to buy it. So you want to make sure that all of these things are incorporated during your party, okay? So let's dive in. So remember the process. Make your list, who you're going to contact to have an event, have a get together. Fill your date book. So you have your dates marked off that you want to do your parties, your events. Party plan for $1,000 parties. That was in our class 3, party plan like a pro. And then hold the party. So your personal party schedule, that is the #1 most important part of your business. If your date book's not full, #1, how are you going to stay motivated? #2 is you bring team members in. How are you going to help inspire them? And you personally teaching them, right? Party is the best way to do. And also that brings you immediate cash flow and will further your business by getting datings and recruits off of there. Be the example by having a full date book. Walk the talk, right? Walk the talk, do the do. You want to build a team, income, confidence. Guess what? Your personal party schedule is what's going to do that. Also, parties energize you every single time that I kind of get into a slump with stuff. Maybe I'm doing too many trainings or scheduling things for, for the team. There's times that my husband will actually say, you need to go do your own party. Because every single time it energizes me. I get with women and men and you hang out. You're hanging out and you're sharing something that you love, which is food, simplicity, making life easier, bringing magic back around that kitchen table, because that's what meals do. And I have fun. So, and people laugh. That's exciting. Parties are where you make the most money the fastest, right? You're sharing products with women in a group setting versus a one-on-one. Again, they're playing with the product, seeing it, hearing how it works. Again, they get to try it before they buy it. That's my new mantra. Try it before you buy it. And it's amazing. Also, you make immediate cash flow that night. Right? Don't wait for a paycheck. So if you want to make money daily, go out and date a party daily. Who says they have to all be at night? Who says they all have to be in home? Maybe it is doing a luncheon for a business. Maybe it's doing a party during the day for people who work second shifts. So maybe you do a brunch. Think outside of the box, right? You are your own boss. And parties are where you meet the most people. Right? Because they get to know you, they get to see your personality, and that is also where they get to have fun. So what do you take to the party? So this is a system. You want to, once you consistently are doing parties, this becomes a breeze. As soon as you fall out of doing parties consistently, this becomes work. Just telling you from personal experience, every time I have parties consistently, it's easy. I'll automatically know that I've got 20 folders. Typically, I take 10 to 12 to every party because that's what we've got coming. I come home, I take those out, I put the next new ones in that are already done. Might have to do a few more. Boom, ready to go. Swaps it. I know what's coming up. I know what's going on. I know offers. I know all of it. And guess what? We might be doing a death by chocolate for this next one. And this other one, we just did a margarita and fiesta night. But guess what? The party is the same. My products are the same. We're just making a different recipe and I'm going to do a different game. Boom, done. So you're going to want obviously your products. You all have a business kit. That's what you take. Your guest folders. Right? Have folders for your guests versus giving them a catalog, then giving them an order form, then giving them a sales brochure, and then giving them the confident, right? Keep it simple. Put everything in a folder. It makes life so much easier. You want to make sure you have party planning folders. I average 4 to 6 parties per party. And so I will take 4 to 6 party planning packets. Okay, make sure you have pens, have your date book with your highlighted dates that work for you. A dating is not a dating until it's actually penciled into the date book, so you want to make sure that that is all set and ready to go. Tablecloth, I kind of am not so much a tablecloth person anymore, at least for in-home events, because we're usually at the kitchen table or on a countertop and whatnot. But definitely at vendor events and things like that, you want tablecloths. Okay, small table, ask your host. I don't take a table. I just simply ask her what her layout is, where we'll be, and does she have enough space that we can put, you know, product. Otherwise, I have done, actually, I've set things on end tables and whatnot. So I utilize what my hostess's home has to offer. Money bag with some change in it is always beneficial. Guest gifts, if you're giving your guest gifts like orange peelers or whistle straws, right, some sort of tiny treasure piece, make sure you've got hostess gifts. And that could be the aren't you glad you had a party gifts for them doing different things prior to you getting there. So many outside orders, having a dating waiting, maybe it's having so many adult guests in attendance, right? So that's always fun. Gifts for games if you're going to do a game. So, and always do games with purpose. So icebreaker number 1 breaks the ice. Number 2 game that people do is the dating game, right? So now you're dating parties. And number 3 is the opportunity game. And so that is where you're sharing about, obviously, the opportunity. So maybe you do draws. If you do tickets, you could do some draws for funnels or scoops, something more exclusive that you can get in a tiny treasure bag that you don't offer to anyone else. Okay, so recruiting flyer information. I have manila envelopes that say warning, reading material on the inside could change your life forever. And in there is just the generic say yes, or the generic recruiting flyer. And that is in, I think, unit 3 info. It's also in the Google Drive for you. And then I put a confident start and my story in there. Those are the things I have. You don't want it overwhelming, and you want to like whet their taste buds so that they want to know more information from you. Also, you can check your Salesforce website for any new specials and offers that you might want to include for your hostesses and guests. There may be a 1-week offer that came out. And keep your party attire very simple. You know what? A nice pair of slacks, a nice pair of jeans is great. You could do a Tupperware apron and just a basic shirt. Name tags are awesome and definitely appropriate for most parties. You also want to make sure that you have, obviously, a full-on catalog in the folder, a sales brochure so they know what sales are going on, order form. Some people like to put in a wish list, a separate one, so they can actually, as they're listening to you, they might jot down specific products that they really are thinking about, but they're really not sure yet. Sometimes we will include a half price option sheet, and that is also posted in class 3 section. Fundraiser catalog if you want, and an opportunity flyer in each folder. Okay, make sure everything has your label on it, your information, and put it on the back of the folder that says payments are required with your order. We accept Visa, MasterCard, cash, and checks are made out to blank. And you can, again, put your name and stuff in there. So then it's just done. So at the party, you want to make sure that you arrive about 30 to 45 minutes prior to the party to get set up. Talk to the hostess, right? Reiterate with her if she's thought about doing this, because the datings could be hers. But also being able to be there all set up, ready to go to help greet the guests as they come in. And you want to definitely make your party definitely 2 hours or less. And that is not talking wise, but being there wise. So your actual party flow is anywhere from like 35 to 45 minutes. And then the rest of the time is collecting the orders, payments, socializing, dating the parties, giving out the packets, talking to people about the business, right? So again, your party's your office. Get it all done there and save you time with as little follow-up as possible, okay? And, you know, during the demonstration, explain the product features. We call it FAB, features and benefits. Features, what makes the product extremely special. Benefit is what the feature does for them, okay? And paint the picture with words. And there is amazing product knowledge from your website. Also, YouTube videos are great. And so if you're demonstrating a recipe, highlight the features and benefits of the product you are using to make the recipe. And you know, talk about it. As they're playing with it, you talk about the features and the benefits, right? So the feature could be Power Chef system. It's got a tri-blade. Each blade is curved for a purpose because it helps, the bottom blade will help flip up to the next blade, which helps flip it up, kind of like a cyclonic action. So it's actually one pull is like having 27 knives cut your food, which is going to save you time. How many of us would love to have less time in the kitchen and more time to do other things? It also has a grip on the bottom, so as you're chopping and dicing, guess what? It's not going to dance around on you, so there's no, you know, no chance of injuries. There is a pour spout. Okay, so we've got a funnel, so you can add liquid at your leisure, and it's got an on and off twist to it, so you can add it when you want it, and you don't always have to take on and off the top. So again, saving you time, right? So you're tying it all in, features and benefits. Involve the guests throughout your party. No matter what kind of party it is, involve them. Don't talk at them. Remind the guests that the best way to get Tupperware is to get it for free and hosting their own get-together. Giving dating bids throughout the party. We talked about that before. Constantly doing that. Another commercial is, you know, when you're giving your hostess gifts, making sure that you're saying, oh my gosh, Susie, aren't you glad you had a party? Here's a gift. And you have at least 10 guests in attendance. Aren't you glad you had a party? Give her another gift. And so constantly rewarding. I also love to take a commercial, and I call it a commercial break, where they are, I ask them, guys, let me ask you, why on earth would anyone want to have their own get together? And they start telling me the reasons, and I give them orange peelers. So now guess what? They're doing dating bids for me to each other, which is pretty cool. Share the Tupperware opportunity by always sharing why you decided to choose Tupperware out of 125,000 other businesses. Okay, why did you decide that? Select orders. Right? So you want to do that. And your customers can pay using cash, MasterCard, Visa, Discover, personal checks, right? Made out to you. And payments must be done with the order. You want to make sure that you start on time, end on time. Again, I put on here 60 minutes max. Honestly, about 45 minutes is the time frame that you will have people's attention span for. You know, again, if it's interactive, it's a different story. So you want to make it interactive. Create the desire for more recipes, give them more word choices. So you might say, oh my gosh, who loves chocolate? Oh, I have this amazing recipe where it is the ooeyest, gooeyest chocolate, like lava explosion with homemade Cool Whip. How many of you are like, oh yeah, that sounds great. So when you come back to the next event that we do, I will share that recipe with you. More ideas. So like, did you know that you can tell if your fridge is costing you money or saving you money when you put a dollar bill into the fridge door, and if you can pull it out easy, it's costing you money. Or I'm sorry, how many of us would like to know if our fridge is costing us money or saving us money? Stop. Yes, I would. Okay, come back to the next event and I'll share with you how you can tell that very easily. More fun, right? So highlight some of the themes that you can do or that are available. So maybe it's meal prep, maybe it's microwave cooking class, maybe it is a death by chocolate, a margarita and fiesta, maybe it's a brunch, maybe it's a margarita fun night, maybe it is a hillbilly pool party, right? So give some theme ideas, 2 or 3, okay? Don't want to overload. Remember that your objective is to sell, date, and share the business with others, right? So sharing the amazing product, how it's going to, again, benefit the customer, the amazing host program to help people get it for free or half price, and the amazing company to be a part of, whether it's a summer side gig, whether it is to make some fun money or a duration of time or build a career. You also want to arrive early to set up, right? So involve, this is my flow. So I arrive early, get it all set up, welcome the guests as they arrive. I start the party on time. We do introductions, right? So I welcome everybody. We do quick introductions. I always do a quick game that says, oh my gosh, guess what? We're going to have you introduce who you are, how you know our hostess, and you get to describe yourself using the first letter of your first name. So that helps me remember people. After we do that, then I spoil my hostess. I start to spoil her because I spoil her throughout the night. We will do a recipe, and that involves a lot of product. Highlight premium products if I'm not highlighting some of them, or if I'm not highlighting many during a actual recipe. We will go ahead and play a game of Ask Me Questions, or I do the sometimes Tammy Tupper, Mary Mull about the opportunity. I will then do the dating game, and then a close of, you know, thanking our hostess and everybody who came. It was an honor to meet them. Then I go to a separate area if I'm able to, and that's where I total orders, date parties, and hand out the packets and do all of that. Pack up and I get out of there. So when you are doing this, you guys, there are always do your why you joined, right? And I will post this section for you, or it's on here long enough that you can also look at it. But it is 4 quick sentences to cover your why, your background, what do you do, why you joined Tupperware, why are you staying, and what's your favorite part, right? I like to make sure everybody gets a gift. And so that is my choice. You decide. And then here's something super simple and easy, is that you have people, as they come in, you have actually people pick a product off the table if you're not doing a live recipe. And you have them share how they, well, again, you can tie it in how they know the hostess, or if we've already done that, and I have them then come back around and say, okay, so Susie, you chose that piece. You know what it is, and why did you choose it? Now, typically they know the product. And so they'll start to tell people why it's awesome and what's so amazing and stuff. So now they've just done my demonstration for me. And then I say, oh my gosh, you guys, aren't you glad you came to the party? Right? And so it's super fun. So then let's go ahead and talk social media a little bit. Right now, take out your phones. Okay, so again, you're doing this at the party. And I'm going to have everybody send me a friend request for a bonus ticket. Okay, and so they're going to go in. I'm going to say Heidi Cole. That's where you're going to find me on Facebook. Like my page for another ticket. So if you have a business page, go have them do that, or go have them find your VIP group and ask to be added into it, and send me a PM asking me to add you to my VIP group. Okay. So for another ticket, that's super important, because now that's going to expand your audience, expand your group. Feature and spoiling the host. So this is where you talk about how you met Samantha, the hostess, and tying it together, because Pat dated a party. She was super fun. Samantha had a great time, so she wanted to invite you all in. And again, this is where you can spoil your hostess, give a dating gift to Samantha for having her get together. And you can make it as simple, which is what I recommend for the gifts that you give her, because they like the little trinkets, because they can't get those. So something you can also put a commercial in is, I'm looking for 3 more happy people tonight to have their own get together, to say yes to free. And I want to spoil you and make you even happier. So be thinking about who those 3 are going to be. So aren't you glad you had a party? Getting the new datings at a party is always the easiest when you spoil your host. I will also take like a boa and a crown and make it fun, right? To make it fun. They say, oh, we're going to spoil the queen. And who is our queen? And then that's when I bring out the boa, the crown, and it's fun. And then you take pictures and you have them posted on their page, give them another ticket for doing that. And this is why people want to have parties. Ask every single person some word choices to date a party. When would you like to have your get together? Be thinking about who our first 3 will be tonight. Oh my gosh, you know what? What kinds of things do your friends like? The big thing is don't be afraid. Some people are going to say no, and that's okay. You asked. Our job is to offer. Their job is to decide, but never assume anything. Be sure to let everyone know what the hostess has earned. I always do a commercial on what, so if Samantha dated from Pat, I used to highlight, Pat, how much did you get? And have her do that testimony. And then I simply do the commercial on share with me, you guys, why on earth would anybody want to have their own get together? I don't say them, but I say anybody. They start telling you, and then I elaborate on, you know what, our average hostess earns up to X. They earn up to 3 half price. They earn a thank you gift. They earn extra exclusive host offers. So I'm highlighting without going in. When you have a $600 party, you get this. Don't do that. Just highlight up to 3 half price items, because now they're hearing, I have to get 3 half price items. And you're saying you get up to, right? But they're starting to go through the catalog and think of all the things that they want. Okay. Then hand out the folders and review. Right? So this is for your visual learners. Explain what's in the folders. So I'll just do a quick commercial on, let's just quickly walk you through what's in your folder so you know what to expect and what you can take. And then I do a quick fundraiser commercial in there, because the fundraiser brochure is in there, or at least the cover page of the fundraiser that I've printed. And also, you know, it's just highlighting if there's recipes or your stories in there or whatever. Recipe, when you're doing this during the party, guys, everybody participates. Get them involved. Stand around the kitchen table. Have fun. Laugh. Remember to tell stories with the features and the benefits. Use as many highlight or products as you can. Highlight those that are on sale. Let them do it, right? This is the kinesthetics. Let them get their hands on. This is, again, where they're trying it before they buy it. Sell in sets, right? Tupperware's done an amazing job of putting sets together in the catalog. Utilize those. And, or you can create your own, right? But set selling builds the average order. We want your average order at a party to be about $70 on up. And so that set selling will definitely help that. So what's on sale? I love to do this little story of going, oh my gosh, you guys, how many of you gone to Target lately? Use your own department store. I use Target. How many of you been to Target lately? How many of you just bought what you went in to buy? Right? Nobody ever says yes. And how many of you, when you went through the checkout, the clerk said to you, oh my gosh, thank you so much for shopping at Target. Because you spent so much, you get to go over to this area and get things at discount. And they're like, no, we've never had that happen. I'll be like, oh my gosh, what? Seriously? They're like, no. I said, well, guess what? You haven't had it happen because it doesn't happen, but it does in Tupperware. So then I will highlight the purchase with purchases or the great exclusive offers that are going on, the attendance offer in the back. And guess what? It gets a message across. So build the attendance prior to the party. Okay, the stripper bag is something super fun that you can do, and it is just literally filling in a bag full of product that, you know, is anywhere from I would say $5 or $10. Okay, $5 or $10. It only comes out if and when you have 10 or more in attendance, 10 adults in attendance. Everyone has placed their order, and you can use $75 in pool credit if you want to give the hostess some credit for these items. But everybody, they can purchase an item out of there for $5. It's easier if you just have it straight across the board of what they can get. But the hostess doesn't get sales credit for this or anything. You do this at the very end, and it just helps people start to place their orders easier. And again, it only comes out if there's 10 in attendance. Game time, they ask me questions about my job. There's a variety of different variations from tickets. They get a ticket for asking questions, from the 8 questions or the envelope game to Tammy Tupper, Mary Mall. It's finding one, doing it for at least 11 times in a row before you're actually going to know if you like it and if it's working. And And then always do a door prize survey with this game, any game, because again, people are more honest on a piece of paper. The next thing is that you want to follow up with the slips right away. So when you go over to your order station, you want to make sure that you glance through those right away, because you want to talk to people where? At your office, at the party. And just say, hey, Susie, you know I see here you marked down that you could be bribed to get some more information about our business. Do you have time tonight when I can, right now that we could chat just briefly? And if she says no, guess what? You pencil it in just like you do a party. You know what? I totally get you have to run out. So tomorrow I have time from this time to this time. What would work for you? So 48 hours max is when you want to get them in. Doesn't mean if they can't do it in 48 that you can't still pencil it in, but 48 hours or less is ideal. 24 is ideal. Because people are kind of like a bunch of bananas. They go bad really fast, or they talk to somebody who's negative, or I talk to somebody who's done a business and it didn't work, blah, 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 right? So you want to talk to them before they have negative influences in their life. Here's an example of the door prize drawing. This will be posted for you. Closing the party out. Cheryl Smith has 3 rules for the party. When they learn, they return, right? They are getting value for their time. Always leave them wanting more so they don't feel that they've seen everything and heard everything right then and there, and have fun. The last thing you say is what they remember. So you start with dating and recruiting and you end with recruiting. Always thank your hostess for inviting you into her home, and thank the guests for being there. At your table checkout, close the deal on potential hosts and recruits. Again, that's where you're going to date and recruit, and you're going to party plan. Give them the appropriate materials. Have party planning packets. Give them warning envelopes if they can't talk right then and there. Take time, but not too much time. Be courteous of the customers coming up behind them. And make sure you total their order forms and get their payments. So after the party, start by depositing checks and cash into your Tupperware business account. Enter the parties right away into your back office. Send thank you notes to everyone who dated a party and to your hostess. And making sure that Getting Started Guide goes through all of these steps. So review that if you have questions. If you need help entering orders, see the My Sales training videos on your Salesforce website. You can also reach out to customer service, reach out to your directors, your uplines. Customer care's phone number is 888-921-7395. They can actually process your order, but there is a fee for that, a 1.5% processing fee for each party, okay? That will be waived during your first 13 weeks. Have the following information when you call customer service: your 11-digit consultant number, summary of the party information, including host address if you have already submitted it and have questions, all customer and host orders, address for orders, okay? The bottom line is this is your party. There's no right nor wrong way to do the party. It's get out there and do it. There is definitely ways that you can get results. Find it and own it. Some people will use auction bucks. I've done an auction party for years. Still do it today. Tickets are great. Other fun games are fabulous. But the thing is what are you doing, and is it getting your results? Next topic is recruiting, and this is absolutely one of my favorite topics, and it's all about offering the best customer service possible, sharing about our great company, giving choices, and what's in it for you if you were to join our great company. So the question is again, what's your why? Why are you doing this business? There's so many opportunities available in how you can run this business that, again, write it down, share it in Shazam, and we will cheer you on. The secret to the success is party consistently, share the business with others and welcome others in consistently, teach others to do the same. You walk in the talk, repeat daily and weekly. Question is do you want a hobby that costs money, or do you want a business that makes you money? It's totally and completely your choice, and your actions will certainly determine your results. So The homework sheet will be posted in Unit 4 for you. Make sure you fill that out, and remember that when you have done all 6 classes and turned in all homework sheets, you will get an exclusive gift from me for taking the time to learn more so you can go earn more and become more confident in this journey and in this side gig that you have decided to say yes to out of 125,000 other businesses. We are thankful that you are here with us, and we look forward to cheering you on and watching you in this amazing journey.